Wake up, kids, it's Joe and Nick for your weekend vacation. Grab your stool, squat on down for crappy animation. Let the gangsta commentary prop open your eyelids and watch some TV shows that have aged even worse than they did. So fill your bowls, use your spoons, it's Shaturday morning cartoons.
Happy Shaturday, everybody! Good morning. Happy Halloween. Welcome to the show. This is the show where we watch deep cuts of shaddy cartoons, and boy, oh boy, do we have a shaddy one for you today. But before we get to that, I'm Joe, that's Nick, that's George, and that's Laura Wimbels, the co-host of the Big Bad Movie Show in Cleveland. Welcome to Saturday morning.
Thank you very much. It is the Big Bad B Movie Show. So we have a very small, slot of B movies.
Nice. What kind of B? What's one of the B movies that you?
So they're typically movies from the 40s, 50s, and 60s that pretty much did not have a budget. So such as Attack of the Giant Leeches, A Bucket of Blood, The Gorilla. Yes. So a lot of Roger Corman flicks.
Sweet. I have a bunch of questions. We'll save it for the end, but I also have a bunch of Cleveland-related questions for you too. So
wonderful.
But before we do that, let's talk about our costumes. We're all dressed up. It's Halloween. I am Captain Apnea. That's my low effort. That's my low effort costume. This is my actual CPAP that I use every single night. And this is just the underoos shirt. So Captain Apnea is what I am.
It looks like George is a captain too. George?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, did we actually get Captain Crunch here?
Well, yeah. I'm looking
Now,
for the soggies.
I have to ask, is Captain Crunch a cousin of the Monopoly Man? Because you could be. You look like you
They
could be
seem related. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And also, I like your Captain Crunch impression here. I guess I don't know what Captain Crunch actually sounds like, but I assume it's exactly like how you're talking right now.
Do you have a filter on to make your chin longer, Captain Crunch?
I don't know what's happening exactly. I'm looking at myself fading in and out of the background. I've got this thing duct taped to my face.
It's got to be the work of the Soggies.
Yeah. Sounds like something Captain Crunch would say too. And then Nick, what the heck?
I'm going as 90s Ron Howard. So I went to Lids. I made this backdraft hat. He always wears the hat of the movie he's working on, and a sport coat and a nice button-up. So that was my low-effort costume. And Ron Howard's in the cartoon we're going to be watching today.
He actually is in it. Yes.
Yes.
And
then,
Laura? Laura?
I am dressed as Lenora, who is the co-host of the Big Bad B Movie Show. So it is just a dress that shows a lot of cleavage, and that's where we're at.
Perfect. And then,
Great.
But now you got the memo saying that we were going to be wearing pajamas, but then we switched at the last minute to costumes, and you have a stack of pajamas.
I do. Yeah, I was very excited to possibly wear one of these, and contrary to popular belief and what a lot of 80s comedies would tell you, women do not run around naked tickling each other with feathers at night. They usually sleep in ratty t-shirts. So I'm going to show you a collection of those. Yeah.
What the hell
this is one of my...
You just blew up my whole worldview, Laura.
Sorry. One of my personal favorites is my Rocky and Bullwinkle shirts from Taco Bell. This was a promotional item that they gave out in, I believe it was 1991. And my mom and I made our way through a scorecard of tacos. And once you ate enough tacos, you got different prizes. One of them, the end result being the t-shirt. So I have
congratulations to you and your mother.
I like that it's like a double XL too.
It is. That they,
right?
They had one size, and it will fit anybody. Another one that is a personal favorite, being that I live in Cleveland, there is a NASA Glenn Center very close by. And obviously with COVID, they probably aren't giving tours anymore, but you could get a tour and stroll through the gift shop. And this is a NASA cat shirt that they sell. I got this about 15 years ago, and there is a front and a back to it.
And that's
So,
a
I
Burger
love that.
King. That's a burger. You ate enough Whoppers to get that one, right?
Yes, I ate enough space ice cream, astronaut
Okay.
ice cream. at NASA.
Is the idea of that shirt that the space kitties are like coming through your body, so that's why you see their back and their front? They're almost like an alien chest burst kind of.
It could be. I don't know. I'm just It's
High
it was such
concept
a
T-shirt.
You're just
Yeah, it
aware
was
of
a
the
very-
shirt. You don't have all the answers.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
And I guess the final one I'll show is I do have the Roseanne chicken shirt. If you're familiar with the chicken shirt that was always on Roseanne, that was kind of an inside gag on the show before
I don't know
she
about
ruined it for all of us. Oh yeah, Google the when you have time, Google the Roseanne chicken shirt, and Roseanne Barr thought it was so funny that it was the ugliest shirt she said she'd ever saw, and she had it made into a bunch of different things that she would wear on the show.
Those all look like very comfortable shirts too. It's like because you've had them for like 20 years, you said, right? It feels like it's like you're wearing a cloud, isn't it? It's just like so soft. Yeah. Cool, nice stack of pajamas. What about cereals? What are you guys eating cereals right now?
I went with a thematic one for Halloween. I found this in Target the other day. Pumpkin spice Cheerios. Thumbs up. Thumbs way up on this one.
No, Nick, you get a new cereal every week. Do you finish the boxes of them?
No,
week,
I have Airbnbers in my house right now, and they're looking at my whole fridge is covered with a dozen sugary cereals. It's like Cookie Crisp, Chips Ahoy cereal, Reese's Puffs. I mean, I have no idea what they think, but that's what's in my cupboard.
Wow.
On my fridge, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I got, I went with peanut butter Captain Crunch. I wanted to get Count Chocula since today's Halloween, but they didn't have it. And then I looked for Frankenberry, but they didn't have it. And I was just like, I'm going to try some. I was always a Captain Crunch fan, and I'm a big peanut butter fan. And I like these. They taste to them.
Top 3 cereal for me. Those
Really?
are really good. Yeah.
And then it's perfect because George is dressed exactly like no different than Captain Crunch. What do you think about that, Captain Crunch, George?
That's how he talked. Don't you remember the commercial? He sounded kind of like he didn't. That's not a direct quote, but there was the famous promotion where he was missing. Do you remember Where is Captain Crunch?
No.
Any of this?
Yeah, they found his bones in a field a few weeks later. It was a really tragic thing. They had the people holding hands going through, and they eventually turned him up.
I guess it's a little too soon for me to be wearing this now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, what are you eating, George? Captain George.
Special K.
Oh boy. All right, Laura. Let's hope you can rescue this with a fun cereal. What do you have?
I think I can, for as low of a sugar content as Special K is. I have Quisp.
Oh,
yes.
Sweet. Yes.
I was shocked that they still make this, or perhaps they've brought it back, but even more shocked at, I never looked at the side of the nutritional info. There is 18 grams of sugar in a cup of this, which I think is the highest amount of sugar I've ever seen on a cereal. But this box design, it's so cute.
It's classic. Did you try any of it?
Oh, it's delicious. It's really good.
I bet that's the same design they had since the 1950s too. Don't you think? Like it looks exactly the same.
They have a very depressing information panel on the side that says, "Is it true you're back to stay? Well, only if Earthlings want me to. In fact, it's getting tough to find a place to park space haulers carrying such vast quantities of Quisp cereal." So it's kind of vaguely threatening. Like if you don't buy it, it's
gonna go away. Yeah. This
Mr. Quisp gets it. How many does that have?
13 grams sugar in this one.
Quisp wins.
Yeah, Quisp is the winner. Yeah, this is healthy compared to Quisp. All right. So, hey, let's kick things off with a commercial here. We like to kick things off with a commercial. It's Halloween, and let's rock a little Count Chocula action, huh?
Absolutely.
Ring the bells for my delicious chocolate cereal, Count Chocula.
Boo!
Boo-hoo!
Don't cry. It's me, Booberry, with my ghostly good cereal, Booberry.
Everybody knows Count Chocula has chocolate marshmallows.
But to ring my chimes, Booberry has blueberry-flavored marshmallows.
Ding!
Dong!
Quiet!
You ding-dongs woke me up.
You can enjoy this nutritious breakfast with Booberry.
Count Chocula.
There you have it. Yeah.
What do you like? What was your favorite of those cereals? Did you ever eat those?
I don't think I've ever eaten any of them before.
I remember
Blueberry,
I liked Blueberry. I remember liking Blueberry. But
Do you think the Peter Lorre estate ever sued for using the Blueberry, the voice and likeness? Because that's how he looked, right?
I hope so. I hope that Blueberry had to take like the witness stand, and that
it wasn't me.
Yeah.
The trial of the century.
Okay, one more quick segment before we get into our cartoon, which is Fonz and the Gang. It's the Halloween episode of Fonz and the Gang from 1980. I don't know if I can continue to do this with my CPAP on my nose. Do I sound nasally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might just have to do that.
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. And I can breathe now too, so that's good. All right. I started a segment a couple weeks ago called Joe's Pals with Paps. So I asked people to send in their pictures of them with their CPAPs on.
Well, you called them pap pics, which sounds, you could take it other ways. And
yeah,
I think it might have been a little misleading to call them pap pics and say that you're really into pap pics, and please send them to me.
Yeah, well, I did ask for Pap Pics, but then I changed the name of the segment to Joe's Pap Pals.
Got it.
From Pap Pics. So, all right. So here's this is the opening graphic for Joe's Pals with Paps. Sorry, that's what I called it.
Okay.
That's when I got my sleep study right there, and it was the first night I wore my Pap. So first up is Sally. Now Sally told me she doesn't like her Pap. Everybody else I talked to, they love their Pap. But I think the reason she has an old one. She has like one that covers her entire face. It's like Bane-like, you know? And she says that she can't sleep with it. Well, it's a monstrosity on her face. There's no way. I have a more contemporary one. Molly sent this one. She's rocking the nose Pap with the trunk. She's got the trunk tube.
That's great. That could be a Tinder picture right there.
Yeah. And then we got Reese's mom. Reese from Australia. His mom wears one. And he
looks like the same model as.
I think it is. Yeah,
okay.
I think it is. I don't think I would like the nose tube. I like the one I like my unicorn tube up here. The air goes up through there. And then let's see. Eric and Sari sent this, and he had a funny comment along with this. He said he wrote, "Ma in her eyebrow and me in my Pap." Settling down for a long winter's nap, which I thought was nice. So,
like the night before Christmas.
Yep.
Gorgeous story.
Yep. So those are the Pap Pics for this.
Right. Keep them coming, I guess. Right.
Yeah.
Cap and Pap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shall we talk about Fonz and the Gang? Because this is a cartoon that I actually watched with my sister. I remember like trying to imitate Mr. Cool, Fonz's sidekick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you watched this actually?
I did, yeah.
You must have been like 4 years old, though, because this is from 1980 to 1981.
Yeah, but maybe it was on in reruns. You know how they would repackage them and then air it part of like the Laverne and the Army and all that?
Yeah, that's true. No, I think that in 83, then they brought Mork and Mindy in, and then they brought in Laverne and Shirley Goes to the Army. It's just, they're absolutely ridiculous.
Laura, what's your experience with Happy Days and the that whole family of shows?
Never watched it, but I was always proud that it was from Wisconsin because we grew up in Wisconsin. So I was always like, oh, it's so cool to see Wisconsin represented in a show.
Laura, George, did you watch it?
Yes. I grew up without cable, never had cable, and there were a very small selection of channels. So I saw lots of reruns of Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, and I loved it. I love classic television. And then when I saw Wayne's World when it came out, and then they did that's not related, but never mind. Love Happy Days.
Okay, George.
I watched it and I was very confused about the 70s, how the 70s aped the 50s. And then in the 90s, when it started being ironic to ape the 70s, then you had like this nesting of the 50s and the 70s in the 90s. And then we're now like looking back at that. So it's American culture is telescoping.
I feel like it's always like 20 years or so because there's that show on Hulu, Pen 15, which I absolutely love. But it's like 20 years before this. So I feel like every 20 years there's like a new.
Well, the writers are aging into.
That's totally it. Yeah,
phase.
like Freaks and Geeks was in 2000, but it was from
the Wonder Years.
Yeah, Wonder Years, all that. Yeah. So I guess this is one of them. Happy Days more than Fonz and the Happy Days Gang, which is a pretty terrible cartoon. It was part of ABC's Saturday morning lineup. Hanna-Barbera produced this. The rumor is that they couldn't get their hands on the rights to Doctor Who, and they wanted to do a time traveling show. So they're like, "Oh, we'll take the Happy Days Gang, and we'll time travel with them." So that's the premise. Fonzie and the gang, they're in a time machine piloted by Cupcake. She's from the future, and they're trying to get back to Milwaukee, 1957.
Yep.
And they
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Totally believable.
When I think Fonzie, I think time traveling adventures.
And there's no like origin story to it. There's no like, how did they meet Cupcake? They just jump right into it with this. I want an origin story. I might write some fan fiction this week. And
or people can send in their fan fiction. That'd be
yes.
kind of a cool contest.
Oh, that should be a new thing. Send us like your Punky Brewster fan fiction. Send us your let's see. Okay, so most of the actors from Happy Days actually played roles in this. Henry Winkler was the Fonz. Ralph Malph did his own voice. Donnie Most. Ron Howard is actually in this. Like Ron Howard was like 2 years away from directing Splash, and he's doing the cartoon.
Wow.
Wolfman Jack, actual Wolfman Jack narrated it. So the episode we're going to see is The Vampire Strikes Back. Air date was this is a vampire.
I like how far this is removed from Happy Days. It's time traveling Fonz and a woman from the future named Cupcake, but it's the Halloween episode of that cartoon.
Okay, but then one more thing on top of that. It's the Halloween episode that aired on December 20th. Seriously, it aired on December 20th. This is a Halloween episode. It's like 5 days before Christmas. Anyway, Happy Days was still on the air during this whole thing. It wasn't like Happy Days went away. It was like, in addition to Happy Days, we have the cartoon. So, All right, I want to get started. But first, like I said, from Wisconsin, I lived in Milwaukee for like 4 years, and we are home to the Fonz statue. Did you know that, Laura?
I did not.
Yeah, we have.
Is it life size or is it larger than life size?
I think it's slightly smaller, unless like Henry Winkler's actually that small in real life. But like I stood next to it and I towered over it, so it's kind of a miniature Fonz. But I have photos of the Fonz statue.
They call him the Bronze Fonz.
Yeah, and I always like it whenever cities do like pop culture stuff like this, like Mary Tyler Moore in Minneapolis, and but I don't know. I'm no sculpture critic here, but.
Don't sell yourself short. You're quite a sculpture critic.
I have seen a picture of this before. I definitely have.
Yeah,
that is creepy, but I like it. Yep. Wow, looks just like him.
Yeah, exactly. Spitting image.
So does the Bronze Fonz get vandalized a lot?
That's a good question. I would imagine yes.
I've never seen it vandalized. I've taken people there, whenever visitors are in Milwaukee, but
people are reverent to the Fonz.
Nick, when we were there, you took out a Sharpie and you drew a dick like right by his crotch.
Yeah, I do that to all statues. But other than that, no, it hasn't been vandalized.
That one time you did it.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get into this?
Yeah, I'm excited to see if Mr. Cool still steals the show. So let's take a look.
I can just tell you now he doesn't.
Okay, all right. No suspense at all. All right, here's Fonz and the gang with, what's this episode called?
Vampire Strikes Back.
We got it all together now, gang. The Fonz.
Wolfman Jack.
Doggy named Mr. Cool and the Good Group. One flaky time machine.
How's the volume? I turned it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, it seems a little loud.
Okay.
And a future chick named Cupcake. Oh, now the gang got zapped into that time machine, and they're like traveling through time. My.
I like the chomp sound effect.
They do not think where that machine is going, but they sure hope
use
to
all
get
the
back to
standard
1957
The Hanna-Barbera library.
Can you dig it? Yeah!
Mr. Cool never walks on 4 legs either.
Galloping Galaxy, this can't be happening.
no, Cupcake, please. No more problems.
No, Fonzie, no problems at all. I think our next stop is Milwaukee for sure.
Milwaukee? All right.
I don't believe it.
Can I just say that I think the plot is they're always trying to get home to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And like in the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, they're lost and they always want to get back home. And as a kid, that was very troubling to me. It was like, they just can't get back home. And the premise of the show is they never do. So there's always something a little unnerving about it.
Yeah.
They're always this close and then something happens.
Can you celebrate a little quieter, Mr. Cool?
I think I preferred the trumpet, Rich.
All right, everybody, the window now.
Hey, can I say something?
Is that a Frank Welker voice?
Yeah, that is Frank Welker. Yeah,
Wow.
I should have mentioned that. Yeah, Welker is on Mr. Cool.
All cartoon animals are Frank Welker.
Yeah. What I think that this show could have benefited from a studio audience, don't you think?
Yes, a laugh track.
A laugh track. That's
Because
what
Gilligan's Island had that. Their cartoon did.
Yeah,
Or
I think
explaining
Happy
that
Days had a laugh track. Didn't it?
Yeah. The Flintstones did, so other Hanna-Barbera things did.
Yeah. I want to do a laugh track show sometime, and then I want like our in-between parts to have a laugh track.
I think Gilligan's Island. We'll do that one.
Okay.
Because no one cares. No one's going to copyright police the Gilligan's Island cartoon. I guarantee it.
Yeah, let's give Milwaukee a real 50s welcome. Hey, come on, Cool. Hey, we're all excited about going home.
I wonder what we're passing over right now. Cavemen? Vikings? Cowboys and Indians?
Vampires.
Oh,
Well, according to my
Scared the hell out
calculations,
of me.
1957 is only 5 minutes away.
It also just appeared on the spaceship.
Cupcake,
Yeah.
you're a little off. We're heading in for a...
no reason. Just Dracula showed up.
He showed up and he rerouted them to Transylvania. Yeah.
Now, Laura, I know you're a horror movie fan, but don't get scared. I know already this is pretty terrifying, but
The dog is terrified. Look at him. Now, when you add a dog in, is that when it becomes a gang? Is that,
that's exactly right. There needs to be some kind of animal to be a
That's
gang.
the recipe. That's the recipe for a gang.
I'm feeling some Scooby-Doo vibes here.
Oh,
Exactly.
definitely.
Look at Cupcake's physique there.
Whoa.
Pretty revealing.
Nick,
Hey, she
good
knows what
eye.
the masses want.
Wait, what's that? What'd you say?
Oh, I said she knows what the masses want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly.
Smell those cheeseburgers at Arnold's already.
Hey, what's up, Cool? What's up, Cool? What is it?
I don't see anything.
This ain't no time for charades, Cool. We're heading home.
Milwaukee, we're home.
What's going on here?
Oh, I don't know, Fonz. If this is Milwaukee, it's no neighborhood I've ever seen before.
No, it's kind of like River West.
Yeah.
Hey, Richie's right, Cupcake. This hunk of junk's done it to us again.
You sure this
Hold on a
is
second.
Milwaukee?
But they're in the right year, and they're on the right planet, so
But
they're
just-
basically there.
They're close. Yeah, they're Transylvania. They could just take a plane or...
I was gonna say whatever they do, they should not get back on this time machine. That's the biggest thing right now.
Cap and George, you need to be policing the logic in this episode, okay?
I have a
I'm not
whiteboard
even
here.
sure.
Okay.
It's Earth.
Well, according to my time band, that's the Castle von Wolfenstein, and this is...
I didn't like the sound of that gulp.
Then you're really gonna hate where we are, Ralph. Transylvania.
Transylvania?
Ralph!
You'll be okay. It's just that a lifetime of midnight horror movies just caught up with him.
Laura, that's you.
There's only one thing
Midnight
worse
horror
than
movies.
Transylvania
Yes.
at sunset.
Well, if the sunset's bothering you...
Oh, Cupcake can do magic too.
And that's
the future.
Transylvania at night?
Oh, moon craters.
All right, now, everybody cool it.
Got no problem here. We'll just hop back into this little time machine and take our chances.
By the way, that's a traditional Milwaukee accent right there.
Yeah. Hey, everybody in Milwaukee sounds like that. We had dialect coaching.
I don't think that's going to be as easy as it sounds, Fonz. It's gone. Oh,
Cosmic calamities.
Any trace of it at all, Cool?
Good evening.
Cool, are you digging your claws into my leather? Do I like that? Then what are we gonna do about it?
Who are you? I am Count Wolfgang von Wolfenstein.
Of the video game Wolfenstein 3D.
Hey, tell me, Countship, you see anything like a big, thingamajig around here anywhere like that?
You are missing something. Things come and go so quickly here in Transylvania.
And that's what we should do. Go quickly.
Easy, Mount, easy. We ain't going nowhere without that time machine, right?
You must all stay with me tonight and look for your machine in the morning's climb.
Galloping galaxies, a night in a castle.
If we live that long.
That's her catchphrase. She has two catchphrases.
We'll take you there.
Galloping Galaxies, what's the other one?
Cosmic Calamities.
Oh, that's very nice of you there, Count
That's another thing that a
Wolfstein.
gang needs.
I'm not going anywhere near that
Pinkies.
castle.
As you wish, my
Points.
friend. You might find a room in the village if you think you would be more comfortable.
Well, just don't stand there, Cool. Get the door for the lady.
How huge those horses are. Is that just perspective? I mean, compared to how big...
Well, they're like Dracula's horses, or I guess Wolfgang.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be large.
Okay.
Thanks, Mr. Cool.
That's Mr. Cool's thing, is he always gets crushed.
What are you hanging around out there for?
Fonz, I better stay with Ralph. Somebody's got to protect him from himself.
Spoken like a true friend, Rich.
Red, you just be very careful, all right? We'll meet you back here in the morning.
I hope you know what you're doing, Ralph.
Believe me, Rich, you'll thank me for this one day.
I think he said the village was that way.
So what are we waiting for?
I wonder if at this point Ron Howard had received the script for Splash. Maybe he had it like in his duffel bag, like sitting next to him.
He's mulling it over.
Yeah. Thinking about the casting and...
Yeah, and he's having to say things like, pick up your britches, Mr. Cool. There's a Dracula behind you. What, George? You have a whiteboard, but it's getting washed out in front of your crunch.
So it all makes sense to me. I figured it out.
Really?
Yes. It's
But I feel like you're fading into another dimension right now. So we'll never.
Is it because I'm getting too close
answer.
to the truth? Do you think
that could be it? The Soggies don't want the truth out there.
The people at Zoom are like, he knows too much.
George, wait. Let's hear your recap and your whiteboard theory when we take a break. Okay.
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 Anybody home?
Go away! Are you vampires or werewolves?
Oh, neither one, ma'am. You see, we have some friends up at the castle, and,
Vampires!
maybe
Gonna
she
be
thought I was
directing
selling
Splash
something.
in a couple years.
Captain von Wolfenstein is filled with vampires. I can't say no more.
Vampires?
One more thing. Stay away from the castle.
Oh, no. Count What's-His-Fangs really is a vampire. We're all doomed.
If that's true, Fonzie and Cupcake are in real trouble.
Two directors. Go from Ron Howard.
There's some commercials on that, yeah. But I cut them out.
Stepped him out?
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Should we take a break there, George?
No.
Okay,
Let's.
keep going.
I know this.
I feel like a milkshake.
How much farther to the castle?
Why don't you ask the Count or his driver, Cupcake?
Excuse me, Count Wolfenstein! Driver! Shooting stars! There's no driver! And no Count! Only a bat! A rat!
You mean to tell me there's a bat driving us to the castle? Come on, you must be seeing things, Cupcake.
Oh, I hope I'm not catching catching that Martian flu again.
Well, here we are, Cuppers, huh? Obviously, it's the housekeeper's day off. Whoa, who are you?
I am Igor. Count Wolfenstein asked me to show you to your rooms. This way. Follow Igor.
Fonzie?
Well, we don't got much choice. Let's just follow Igor.
You are quite right, Fonzie. You have no choice at all.
I like hearing the vampire say Fonzie.
Fonzie in a Transylvanian accent.
Why do we have to go through the graveyard? Because it's the fastest way to the castle, Ralph. And if we hurry, we can save our friends.
But if we wait till sunrise, we can save ourselves.
Ralph, just stay close and we'll be at the castle before you know it.
I just have a bad feeling about this, Rich. Rich! It's that wolf!
Maybe he's just somebody's pet.
I don't think so, Rich. He hasn't got any dog tags.
Then let's go!
Classic Scooby-Doo running.
And if you look at the background, too, I did look at the background.
Yeah.
There's a lot of repeats back
We
there.
got a tomb.
Slower!
Do it, okay. Well, you don't have to.
Oy, oy,
I
oy.
did it! I'm saved! Here, Rich, let me help you. Yikes! Wrong, Richie!
Oh, thanks, Ralph. That was a close one.
Real.
Where are we going, Rich?
I don't know, Ralph. This is a new one on me.
There's always like a trap door that leads to a slide, like in every horror or haunted house or something like that.
Yeah. Oh,
like
yeah.
last week on Pac-Man, there was one. This one, so yeah, it's another
Easy
trope.
to animate.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of trapdoors on this one.
Add that to the bingo card.
There's another
Now,
trapdoor.
just get a good night's sleep, Cupcake. We'll be right next door if you need us, all right?
Thank you, Fonzie. Good night.
So Cupcake loves Fonzie.
I think so, yeah.
Did everybody love Fonzie?
Mr. Cool.
Yeah, he was a ladies' man.
Okay.
Well, you got the clowning cool. Let's just hit the hay. That's better.
Suffering Saturn. This isn't much of a room.
Suffering Saturn?
And what's this?
Yeah.
A coffin.
Laura, come up with a space catchphrase by the end of the episode.
Yes, you need one for
What do you want?
for the show.
You, Cupcake, I want you to reign with me over this world of darkness.
I'm warning you. Stand back or I'll zap.
Ah, what could you do to me?
Just watch. Moon craters.
Ah, the night air! How it invigorates
Why
me!
can't you just kill him with her magic?
Cosmic calamity.
George, answer me.
Trust me, Cupcake. All this can be yours.
The plot requires her to not be able to. They've got to pad this out to 22 minutes.
I know, but her magic is just very convenient to the plot points. That's all I'm saying.
And we're holding you accountable, George.
Personal failing.
All of what?
The night, my love, the night!
Well, gee, thanks. It's very nice, but it's very dark.
You do not approve?
No, it's terrific if you're a bat.
That can be arranged!
Neptune's moons! Fonzie!
Neptune's moons?
She took mine.
Ah, damn.
Creeping cosmos! How do I get myself into these things?
He only
Why
speaks
not?
in catchphrases.
Yeah.
We meet again!
Count von Wolfenstein!
I'm
Why
losing
is
my
she
patience,
surprised?
Cupcake. The time has come for you to become my bride. This is what I want. And I always get what I want.
Is it bride?
Yeah, bride.
Cosmic calamity.
All right. Let's pause here.
Okay.
Let's pause here.
Big cliffhanger.
For a commercial break here. George, you got some commercials for us?
Yeah, these are all, let's see, commercials for Halloween costumes, I believe.
Ooh, perfect.
And it features one that I have been having nightmares about for 40 years.
Saturday morning cartoons will be right back.
Great Halloween parties begin at Walgreens. Candy, party decorations, masks, costumes, makeup. Everything you need for Halloween fun now at Walgreens.
This morning, Billy looked like any other boy, but as the moon rose, he turned into a werewolf. He used new Pa's Halloween makeup kits. His friends did too. Look, Mike's a vampire. Amy's a ghost. Pa's makeup is safer than masks. It never blocks vision, and it's hypoallergenic too. So watch your kids turn into the creatures they really are with new Pa's Halloween makeup kits.
George, was that the one that scared you?
Nope.
Okay.
That one scared me as an adult, so.
My most perfect creation! Gee, I'll have to do something about that face.
Introducing Spooky Goop, horrifying monster makeup you make up at home. Spooky Goop's bubbling lizard lips, bat bones, and toad toes create a ghoulish goo that makes a monster out of you.
Now that's a face no mother could love.
Spooky Goop, spine-tingling makeup for Halloween or any unearthly occasion.
The Halloween experts at Magic Manor have everything you'll need this year, including actual character masks from famous motion pictures. And they can show you the proper application of makeup to impress that special someone. Magic Manor's professional hand-painted custom masks start as low as $250. This Halloween, remember Magic Manor. Wigs, masks, makeup, costumes, shockingly authentic. Magic Manor, East Wind Mall.
That's the one, right?
Nope.
No! That scared me also as an adult. Oh.
This year, there'll be goblins and bats, spacemen and cats. The kooky spooks are coming! Bonehead, Scary Spider, Owly Owl! Yes, the kooky spooks are here. The scary ready-made Halloween costumes that are worn on top of the head. And each kit comes with matching makeup instead of a mask that covers the face, plus poncho and safety tape. Kooky Spook costume kits, 9 zany characters to choose from.
Now back to Saturday morning cartoons.
That's the one that scared you?
Wow.
Do you remember those costumes
Yes.
at all?
Yes.
I do not.
Terrifying.
Yeah,
I never saw that before.
Yeah, they had an
I like 1
inflatable
year.
thing. You did have one?
No, I remember they were like popular for 1 year, but they were so weird if you've seen them in person, and like kids had their whole face covered with it was very questionable. The whole thing was a terrible
Joe
exercise.
is halfway there. He just
Yeah.
He's a kooky spook, yeah. By the way, Marty is wearing a costume. I don't know if you can tell who he is, but he has a red collar on.
Red collar, there's your answer.
So therefore,
Mr. Cool.
Everybody, here he is.
Uh-huh.
Do something cool.
He looks really cool right there, too.
Hey, Fonzie. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, his neck fat is covering up his collar, so
That'll happen.
Same with me.
Laura, do you have a catchphrase for us at this point?
Well, I was wondering if she had used Jumping Jupiter, but that's very generic.
That's
I was thinking
something Cupcake would use. That's totally something she would use.
Puttering Pluto, but and that's fair because Pluto was still a planet back then. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And puttering is a word that everybody uses.
Oh yeah, it's real.
Puttering
hot.
Pluto is dead on, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if she uses that.
Oh, totally. Cosmic calamities. Like that's one of her. Yeah, it's right on par with that.
Startling Stardust.
Ooh, my God! Yeah, you broke the seal. Now they're just free flowing. Let's
look, Laura, I have a Cleveland-related question for you before we jump back in.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we played this at our Found Footage Festival shows. The Balloon Fest. There's a documentary about Balloon Fest from 1986, I believe, where they released a bunch of balloons and it went into the lake and it went into Canada. And there's a documentary. If people haven't seen the Balloon Fest documentary, look it up right now. It's so good. But
wonderful.
Were you there for that? Do you know about that? Have you talked to people? What's your relation? Do you know about Balloon Fest?
Oh yes, we have always known about Balloon Fest. You know, that is something. So 1986, I would have been 3 years old, and I have never asked my mom if she took me to that, but that would have been right up her alley. She likes doing, you know, city planned community gatherings like that. So I would not be surprised if she had taken me there, because we only lived 12 minutes away. But that was actually, Balloon Fest was another one of my pajama shirts that I got from someone called the Found Footage people.
Yes, and you people watching can order theirs too at foundfootagefest.com. Nice plug for us. Thank you.
It's great to sleep in or to wear out of the house. So it has a wide array of use.
I wonder if people in Cleveland don't like to talk about Balloon Fest. And I say that only because I've been to Plainfield, Wisconsin before, and I asked a bunch of people about Ed Gein, and they don't like to talk about Ed Gein there. I was like, did you know Ed Gein? And they're like, no, we don't talk about that here. So
Cleveland will take anything, no matter what it is, and wear it with pride. Our own mayor earlier this summer referred to the city as often being seen as the butthole of the world. So
actually used the word butthole.
We embrace that. He used the word butthole on a live Zoom chat with city council. So.
Isn't there like one of the microbrews there is like called Burning River Ale or something, right after the famous burning?
Yes. We have a brewery called Great Lakes Brewery, and they have a Burning River Ale. So yeah, we embrace all of our failures.
Okay, good to know.
I love it. Okay, before we jump into part two, because everybody's on the edge of their seats, is Cupcake going to be okay? I just did a Google search because I feel like I've seen so many Hanna-Barbera cartoons where there's vampires in it, and there's a ton of them. Most of them are in Scooby-Doo, but I wanted to just take you through the vampires of Hanna-Barbera here and this little slideshow here. This one's from Scooby-Doo, and this is I think like Vampira, maybe is her name.
Okay.
Is his wife, and then that's when they get evil, like super evil.
Oh, this is spooky.
Yeah, and this is from what's it called, Drac Pack.
We have that cartoon, yeah.
Yeah, this is Dracula's dopey son. I forgot what his name is. But then this one is also from Scooby-Doo. And I bet he's saying curse you right here. Like, curse you!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Curse you meddling kids. This is another one from Scooby-Doo. This is a genuinely scary one. I think this would be a cool tattoo.
Yeah, he looks like a evil magician.
Yeah,
from the 20s.
totally.
I like it.
Totally. And then here's the last one. This one looks very charming. But then I look closer, and he looks like Found Footage Festival legend Harvey Sid Fisher, I thought. Doesn't he kind of look like?
Exactly.
You can kind of see it. The
pretty
singer
darn
of Astrology
close.
Songs. Yeah.
The tuxedo, and I think that's pretty.
The way he's dressed, the expression, the fangs, it's all there.
Wow, yeah.
All right.
Are we ready to get back in? Because
let's jump into the thrilling conclusion to Vampire Strikes Back.
I think you're overdoing it there a bit, Cool.
That trombone is perfect.
The what was perfect?
The trombone.
Yeah.
Their sound effect game is on point right here.
Hanna-Barbera's trombonist is just like legendary.
Are you about done? Huh? That's good, because tomorrow we gotta find a time machine so we can get out of here.
What's the hurry, Fonzie? I'm getting to like it here.
Oh, come on, Cupcake. How many times I gotta tell you that?
You have told me what to
Cut
do
the
for
crap,
the last
Cupcake.
time, Arthur Fonzarelli.
Cupcake, have you gone batty?
Does this answer your question, Fonzie?
Not really.
One of them there, Count Wolf. And that answers the other.
The mirror.
I seem to remember vampires don't cast a reflection.
Very observant, but too late. Your friend is already
So
in
they
my...
actually thought he was a count before? Like they bought that he wasn't Dracula? I mean, that's, I guess, the idea. He's just now finding out he's a vampire. Okay.
Sour, show them cupcake.
As you wish, Master.
Oh, Cupcake, no.
I have no choice.
What is this?
Sometimes the magic works. Sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, mostly it don't. All right. You got 2 seconds to zap my leather back there, Cupcake.
What? Cosmic calamities! What have I done?
This tunnel has got to end somewhere.
Unless it's Milwaukee 1957, I don't think I want to know, Rich.
Kind of funny that
Toys for Igor.
What's he talking about, Rich?
I think he's talking about us, Ralph.
Oh, no.
Wait, I think he's like not. They didn't put his cell on the floor of where it's supposed to be, right? Isn't he not on the floor?
Yeah, you're right. He's hovering.
That is an animation mistake right
I
there.
bet they had to either choose, like, do we put him on the floor or do we have his hand on the lever? They had to choose one, probably.
Poor animators.
Yeah.
Richie, help!
No!
See that trap door? Obviously.
Igor's equipment.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry, Igor, but it wasn't really my fault.
Rich, help me! Pull a switch! Push a button! Call the Marines! Do something!
Ralph, are you okay? Huh? What happened?
Igor knows, but Igor's not telling.
Let's get out of here, Rich, fast!
But what happened?
Every character in this scene has red hair. You got Ron Howard, you got Ralph Malph, and then even Igor is a redhead.
Let's get out of here, Rich, fast!
But what happened to the wolf?
Igor will show you.
Please, Rich, let's go!
Holy moly!
There's the wolf. Igor's machine works.
Ralph, come on, snap out of it. Ralph, it's me.
There
Remember,
are a lot
Richie?
of Igors,
Huh?
too,
Your
in
pal?
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, I bet.
We'll talk more about it later. Fonzie, where are you?
Fonzie, I don't know what came over me.
Sweet Cupcake, everything's gonna be just fine.
It appears that I will have to take matters into my own hands.
Careful there, doggone mine.
Oh, Fonzie!
Hey, don't worry, huh? Come on, the Fonz can handle a vampire. I hope the Fonz can handle a vampire.
My best friend.
Wait, Nick, you back it up.
Henry Winkler's trying. His voice acting's pretty good. He's trying his best.
A rare moment of doubt from the Fonz.
Yeah.
Does he remind you kind of Mr. Drummond a little bit from Different Strokes?
This guy?
Yeah. Do you see that?
Wolfenstein?
Yeah.
Conrad Bain?
Yes.
That's the captain.
Can you move forward, inch forward? Just go arrow key to the right. Like he does a face here where it kind of looks like Mr. Drummond from Different Strokes.
Okay. Oh, there it is. No, wait. Nope.
Right there? Maybe? Maybe not.
Like there?
Yeah.
Is he yelling at Dudley there?
I want to see a side by side.
He looks like a World of Warcraft orc to me.
Okay.
But, yeah.
My best friend, a werewolf.
That kind of looks like the suit of armor from the Bram Stoker's Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola.
Yes.
Red suit of armor.
The Lord of the Rings by Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, it has a little bit of that.
Where can I hide? I guess this'll have to do.
Right out of Bill and Ted's.
Kind of funny, though.
Richie went that way. That was a close one.
So we got a Dracula, we got a werewolf.
Yep. We should have done a drinking game for this with like trapdoors and catchphrases.
There'll be no escape
Cereal
for you
eating.
this time, Fonzie.
Well, we'll just have to see about that there, Count.
Fonzie doing a Dracula impression?
Fonzie?
Richie.
I got bad news, Fonz. And I'm not sure how to break this to you.
Yeah, we know, Rich. The Count is a vampire.
Worse, Fonz. Ralph is a werewolf.
Cosmic calamities.
So, I see your friend has found Igor's laboratory.
Ralph, come on now, Ralph. Snap out of it here. It's us. It's your friends.
A werewolf's only friend is the full moon.
Cupcake can control the time of day.
Boy, you know, Ralph is going to be so embarrassed when we remind him about this.
The full moon, eh? Well, I can do something about that.
See? Called it.
Be careful,
I
Cupcake.
couldn't hear you over my
Yes, you
punch.
can, Cupcake. Just think positive.
Take that! Neptune's moons! I did it!
Ralph's
Where
back.
am I? I remember! I remember!
All right, the odds are a little more in our favor now, Count Face.
But not for long, Fonzie. Not for long.
That's for old Fonzie.
What do you suppose he meant by that, Fonz?
I suppose we don't stick around here and find out. All right, let's get out of here and find that time machine. Let's go.
I still don't understand what's happening. The last thing I remember is...
Had he jumped the shark at this point in the Happy Days
Yes.
series?
Yeah,
He
he
had.
had.
Okay,
Yep,
so
he had.
yeah, this all makes sense.
Yep.
Disembowels Mr. Cool. Pretty good, Mr. Cool.
Hey, what is it, puppy? You look like you just saw a,
Or
A werewolf! Ralph's on the loose again!
Ron Howard.
He wasn't scared at all. Richie was just like, Ralph's on the loose again.
Suffering Saturn! A dead end!
Fucking Saturn.
3 against 3 now, my foolish friends.
Doggy! Doggy for Igor!
Easy there, Cool. No time for a recount now.
There's no place to run, Fonzie!
This place is filled with secret doors. But not here.
They're differently colored than the rest.
Hey, Richie was
They're a little
right.
brighter than
Oh,
the
that
background.
red
That's how you know.
Now they have stumbled on a real dead end.
I still see Mr. Drummond.
Huh.
See?
The set sound effect.
Oh, no! This is where it all started.
The same set
And
as
this
last
is where it
time.
will all end.
Now, just hold it for a minute. You've stretched my patience far enough here. It's just you and me.
As you wish.
Oh, come on, Count. You can do better than that.
Master, why did you do that to Igor?
Excellent shot, Fonz.
All right, give me a sec here, Rich. Give me a sec. I'll have Ralph back to normal.
It's me! It's me again!
That switch did it.
A pet for
That
Igor!
was the switch,
A
that
pet
switched
for
it
Igor!
back.
Hello,
Yep.
pet! Pet likes Igor.
You have tricked me once too often, mortal. It is time this night was over.
You know, you got a point there, old caped wonder. It's time this night was over. Cool. Pull the rope.
Oh no! Sunlight! I cannot stand!
Fonzie! The time machine!
I want like Santa to save the day.
Might as well at this
that
point.
Jumping Jupiter, that was the strangest invention yet, Fonzie. I mean, we don't have vampires in the 25th century.
Well, this is one trip I sure won't forget.
Yeah, I don't think Ralph and Mr. Cool are gonna forget either.
I don't know where I got these
I already
fleas.
forgot. not laughing, Laura.
Yeah. It's over.
Yikes.
So
Stay in your jammies. Mighty Mouse is coming up next here on TV Land's Super
Turn down the volume
Retrovision
here.
Saturdays.
I had an observation about Hanna-Barbera. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but they never have a writer of the episode. They have a list of writers, which it makes me think it's just a factory over there, or was just a factory where they would
they would call them like story producers or something, but they were, they didn't give them, they would have to pay them more if they had them as writers. So I think it was like almost like a union thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because like Ruby Spears, they would have writers.
Yeah, they spun off.
This episode's written by this person, but like, at the end I think it was all story editors or story producers or story. Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't writers of an episode. Yeah,
I don't think people were clamoring to take credit for this one. Do you?
I would.
What'd you guys think? Painful, or how painful was that? Yeah, it's just
Hunky Brewster level.
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, the novel Dracula is brimming with sexuality, and it's about submissiveness and giving yourself over to a lover and things like that. And I felt the same about this cartoon. That's what I read into it.
Dr. Wolfenstein?
Yeah, Dr. Wolfenstein. Laura, this is your first exposure to Fonz and the Gang. What did you think?
I am shocked that they didn't have him hitting the control board, to make things work. That just seemed, or maybe that was too obvious. That's what that.
That's Fonz's thing. He should have.
There's a very good chance that the 15 story producers on this had never seen an episode of Happy Days, so they didn't even know that was a thing that he did. So
that really was an impressive list of credits that a staggering amount of people worked on that.
It was like Lord of the Rings level of credits. Yeah, they just keep going on and on and on. Laura, I have one more video to wrap things up. It ties in Cleveland and Halloween a little bit. It's but Norton Furniture commercials. Yeah, are you? Yes, you're familiar. Okay.
Yes, very much so.
Lots of costumes for furniture. And the first time I ever saw it, I was actually in Cleveland. We were doing a show, and I was watching TV late, and I actually saw it on TV. What do you know about Norton Furniture? Have you been there before?
I have. Mark Brown is the owner, and I'm assuming the commercial you picked definitely has him in it because he was in all of them, and they were all self-made, and they were iconic staples of late night television here in Cleveland from probably, I remember seeing the first one in high school, I think, 9th grade. But he is a local legend, and if you walk into his store, did you visit his store while you were in Cleveland, Joe?
We never did.
We never went in.
Oh, you never did? Oh, you missed out because he has it decorated to the nines. There are statues, there are figures, there are dinosaur statues, tiger statues, and you can just have a real field day there.
Is he still in business?
It is still in business. I actually heard just the other week that it has since moved location. So I think it's still somewhere near downtown Cleveland, but I am not sure where.
Okay, let's watch a Norton Furniture commercial because these are just the best. And they're not like your typical furniture commercials where they yell.
They sure aren't.
It's like he's got his own style.
Good news for people that have credit problems. Norton Furniture is here for you. Now, seriously, if you can't get credit in my store, you can't get credit anywhere.
Master, is that true?
Yes, Grasshopper. My name is Mark, and you can count on it.
Brilliant.
Respectful of martial arts, of Asian culture.
It's simple. You won't forget that, and it did not take much, and that is exactly what his showroom looks like. That was not a set. That's the store.
It's art.
Well, those figures are still there.
Speaking of catchphrases, he has the weirdest catchphrase where he goes, "Now, seriously." Now, seriously.
He's got his beats down,
yes. And there's 2 solid seconds of dead air in between him saying, "Now, seriously."
That's what I like. He takes his time. It's not a mile a minute trying to sell VCRs, that kind of thing. Yeah.
No, exactly.
I'm a photographer, and I published a book a few years ago called Faces of Cleveland. And I was passing a store one day, and I had my camera in my car, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna stop. It was on a Saturday. I'm gonna see if he's inside, and he was there, and he let me photograph him. I was in and out in 10 minutes, and he could not have been nicer. But his voice is like that. He was kicked in the throat as a young adolescent. So
what?
Yeah, I think it was a schoolyard fight.
I'm glad he overcame that to become a furniture magnate. That's great story.
And not only that, he embraced it and used it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a very nice man.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, cool. So tell us about Big Bad B-movie show, right? Big Bad
really rolls off the tongue. Yeah. Big Bad B-movie show. It's a late night, 8 p.m. on Saturdays on our local station, one of them, Channel 43. And myself and my co-host, Zachariah Durr, we portray Leopold and Lenora. Lenora is a hat tip to Edgar Allan Poe's Lenore from The Raven. We introduce bad B movies, and we show the movies. We don't do commentary over the movies, so it's not like Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Right.
But we have skits and sketches, and we bring in a lot of other local talent, comedians.
Awesome. Is it online? So if you're not in Cleveland, you can watch it?
It is. It is available. If you have to search. It's Channel 43, but Channel 43 is also owned by a parent company called WOIO, which is Channel 19. So you can find it on Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV if you search for Cleveland 19 News. So Cleveland 19 News.
Okay.
That's the channel that you will find it on streaming, and it is also on thebigbadmovieshow.com.
I love that this still is a thing. You know what I mean? I thought that this type of, like Elvira, I think, was the big one that started it all off, and then it seems like every region has Svengoolie, and then I think that Cleveland also had Ghoulardi.
Ghoulardi.
Paul Thomas Anderson's dad, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Cleveland has a history of these shows.
We do. There was Ghoulardi, and then we also had a show on 43 called Frank and Drac, which, if you have not seen that before, that is very much worth a search on YouTube, because there are some clips. And one of them, the show was only around about 2 years, 1988 to 1990, I believe. And they got Wes Craven on the show. Well, Wes Craven was from Cleveland, so they might have, known someone. But it was kind of in the same vein. The man who portrayed Drac, he worked at the news station, and my co-host, Zachariah Durr, he is a video producer with WOIO, and we've been friends for years. So they said they wanted to bring a show back like this, and did he know anyone who would want to be a part of it? And he said, me, I want to do it, and I want to ask my friend Laura. So
perfect.
If you would have told me at the beginning of the pandemic that this would come about, I spent the last 6 months kind of wallowing in losing all of my jobs this year and getting really used to not wearing a bra. So it was for the turnaround time from like, hey, do you want to be on the show? Yes, I do, to having to strap them back in and stop eating bread so I could get my jawline back.
Now you're having to wear the most now you're having to wear the most extreme bra ever invented. So I'm really sorry to hear.
And I'm not a showy person, so the getting kind of thrust into like, oh yay, your boobs are all over TV. That's
But also, I mean, you said you lost some jobs, but it sounds like you gained the coolest job ever. So I mean,
absolutely, and it's a trade-off, and it's funny. It's a weird dichotomy of I want to be happy about this, but then it's this awful pandemic. So it's like, hey guys, check out my show while the world's crumbling. Ugh.
Right. Yeah.
That's been us since March. So yeah, we're used to it now.
Hey George, what did we learn today? Did you did you glean anything from today's episode? Is there anything that you learned?
yeah.
Is there some? Oh, really? Okay.
I think there's a lesson for us here. Yes, it's Halloween, the season when we're all encouraged to put on masks to amuse our friends and neighbors. And yet we all wear masks in our day-to-day life. Sometimes it's a mask of happiness when we're sad, or a mask of calm when we're enraged, or even a mask sewn from the faces of drifters whose bodies are dissolving in quicklime in a heavily wooded area by exit 7A of the New Jersey Turnpike. In each of these cases, we're suppressing our inner truth and in effect lying to those around us. Because truth, however painful it may seem, will always hurt less than the crushing weight of deceit. So this Halloween, don't wear a mask. And that's why I always
Wait,
say,
George, are you actually telling people not to wear a mask? That doesn't seem like the best idea.
Edgy.
Oh, okay. So forget everything I just said. I think there's a lesson for us here. This Halloween, wear a mask. And that's why I always say, the more you battle is twice the knowing.
Wow, that's a good lesson for everybody, George. What a way to go out.
Wow.
Jump in Jupiter. We're moved by that.
Yeah, and you went full creep there for a second there too, and I love it. I love it when you go full creep. Yeah.
Laura, thank you for joining us to watch this terrible, terrible cartoon. And
Laura, I'd like to apologize to you for watching this terrible.
Yeah, I am honored. Thank you for having me. Hopefully one day we can do it again. This is a great honor. Yeah.
Well, we gotta see the pajamas, so that's first and foremost. So yeah.
All right, cool.
Thanks
that's
for tuning
all.
in,
That's
everybody.
it. Happy Halloween. Yeah. Happy Shaturday.